Let's be honest. When I say robot, you're probably picturing something out of a movie, right? A walking, talking machine. But the truth is, robotics is, well, it's everywhere, in ways you probably don't even think about. So let's dive in. Let's really look at how these machines, both the ones we can see and the ones we can't, are completely changing our world.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like the beginning of a bad joke, doesn't it? But the answer? Well, the answer gets right to the core of what a robot is. And here's the crazy part. That incredible machine exploring Mars and that little disk zipping around your living room, they actually share the exact same fundamental DNA. So what is that shared DNA? It's actually a really simple but incredibly powerful feedback loop. And this is a universal principle, you know? Every single robot, I don't care if it's a kid's toy or a multi-billion-dollar space probe, it runs on this same three-step cycle: perceive, decide, and act. Okay, so here's how it works. First, you've got sensors. Think of them like eyes and ears, right? They're perceiving the world around them. Cameras seeing, sensors detecting walls. Then, you've got the controller, which is basically the brain. It takes all that data from the sensors and makes a decision. And finally, the actuators. These are the muscles like motors, wheels, or arms. They're the ones that actually carry out the command. So, perceive, decide, act. It's this constant, powerful loop happening over and over.
Now that feedback loop is awesome, but it can only get you so far, right? To go beyond just these basic pre-programmed routines, robots need, well, they need more. They need a real brain, a cognitive layer. And you guessed it, that's where AI comes into the picture. AI is the game changer. It's what takes a machine from just blindly following a script to actually learning and adapting on the fly. It gives robots the power to see patterns, to make smart judgments based on what they're seeing, and even to handle situations they've never seen before. That right there is the huge leap from a simple factory arm to a truly smart, autonomous system.
So, when we talk about this AI brain, there are a few key pieces working together. You've got artificial intelligence as the big umbrella, the framework that enables things like pattern recognition. A really important part of that is machine learning, or ML. This is what lets a robot get better over time, literally learning from its experiences. And then there's natural language processing, NLP, which is the magic that lets us talk to these things and have them understand us.
Okay, let's circle back to that robot vacuum. It's a perfect example. It's cameras and sensors, they're perceiving the room. It's AI and machine learning brain, it's deciding the best way to clean. And it's actually learning the layout of your house as it goes. And its wheels and brushes, they act on those decisions. See? It just shows how this super advanced AI is already a part of our everyday lives, cleaning our floors.
All right, so we've got a handle on how they think. Now let's talk about how they work out in the world. And broadly speaking, robotics is kind of splitting into two main camps right now. You've got the robots that work totally on their own, and then you have the ones designed to work right next to us.
In one corner, you've got the fully autonomous robots. We're talking about the Mars rover, deep-sea drones, machines that have to operate in places we just can't go, making critical decisions all by themselves. But in the other corner, you have these collaborative robots, or Cobots for short. And these guys are all about teamwork. It's human-machine symbiosis, right? They're designed to augment our own skills, mixing their incredible precision with our human judgment and creativity.
In this mix, this combination of full autonomy and close collaboration, it's already having a huge impact. I mean, it's touching almost every single industry out there. Let's just look at a few quick examples that really show what our automated world looks like today. Take healthcare. You've got surgical robots performing operations with a level of accuracy. I mean, it's so precise no human hand could ever match it. Then jump over to agriculture. Drones are flying over fields, monitoring crop health with incredible precision to get the most yield with the least waste. And even in retail, inventory bots are cruising the aisles, making sure shelves are stocked. The key takeaway here is this isn't some far-off sci-fi future. This is happening right now.
Okay, so everything we've talked about so far has been about robots you can see them, you could touch them, physical machines. But what if I told you that one of the biggest, most important revolutions in robotics is happening with robots that are totally invisible?
This is where we really have to expand our thinking, because a robot doesn't actually need a physical body. It doesn't need arms or wheels. Remember our core principle? It just needs to perceive, decide, and act. And guess what? It can do all three of those things in a completely digital world.
So let me introduce you to something called Robotic Process Automation, or RPA for short. These are basically software bots.
Little virtual robots that live inside our computers, and their whole job is to mimic how we humans click and type and interact with digital systems. Think about any boring, repetitive task you do on a computer. Copying and pasting data, filling out the same form over and over, running reports. RPA is designed to automate all of that. Here's the best way to think about it. RPA is basically the software version of a physical factory robot. It takes those same ideas of automation from the assembly line and brings them right into the office, right onto our screens. It's like a bridge between our human logic and the flawless precision of a machine.
And you better believe businesses are paying attention. A survey from Pega found that a whopping 86% of leaders, that's 63% plus 23%, view RPA as either a major part of or the single most critical driver of their entire digital strategy. So this isn't some tiny niche tech anymore. It's fast becoming a central pillar for how modern companies operate. And you can see it in action all over the place. In a finance department, you've got RPA bots handling invoices, running payroll, all without making a single mistake. Or in HR, they can automate the entire onboarding process for a new employee. And the best part? That frees up the actual people to focus on the more important stuff, the strategic, human-to-human work.
Okay, let's recap. We've got physical robots with AI brains changing everything in the physical world. And we've got these invisible software robots, or RPA, transforming the digital world. So what's the next logical step? It's bringing those two worlds together, of course.
Because the future, the real transformation, isn't about choosing one or the other. It's about how they all converge and work together. Just picture this for a second. An AI detects a problem in the supply chain. Instantly, it triggers an RPA bot to automatically reorder the necessary parts. At the exact same time, it tells a physical robot in the warehouse to go and move the existing stock to a new location. You see? That's the future. AI is the brain, physical robots are the hands, and RPA is the digital nervous system connecting it all. A single, unified, intelligent system.
And all of this, it brings us to the biggest question of all. In a world where machines can do the work of our hands, and increasingly, the work of our minds, what's left for us? What becomes the uniquely human role? When automation can handle both doing and deciding, it really forces us to think about what makes us, well, human. And that, maybe more than anything else, is the most profound transformation we're about to face.